Okay, now that we got our tub full of water, plugged in, you got your probe cap off, your grate on, we're ready to get the water chemistry set up correctly so that we make sure we optimize your equipment and so the saltwater sanitizing system is doing its job. So it's going to be 3 steps. We're going to balance our alkalinity first, then we're going to balance pH second, and then we're going to add the correct amount of salt based on number of users and model. So in your starter kit, in your cold water starter kit, you're going to have a 4-in-1 test strip. Make sure your hands dry, as we don't want to get the test strips wet or get any of the other test strips wet in your bottle and ruin all of them. So we're going to take out one of them, grab by the end, go in for about 5 seconds. We're going to pull it out. So our alkalinity, which we're starting with alkalinity, we want it to be between 120 and 180. This is the 3rd down on the bottle and on the strip. We're lined up. Ours looks good to go. If it was low, we would add cold water balance. It'll tell you how much to add in your owner's manual on page 6 to 8. So anytime that you use Dead Sea Salt, Rundown, Balance, or Jump, we want to turn on the jets. When we add any of these, to make sure that the water is stirring, to turn on the jets, we're going to press 1, pump 1. You want the water to be moving around. We also, if it's not pre-mixed, which I'm going to show you in a second, you want to put it in by the filter well so it gets into the filter well and it starts working from the inside out. Once you add in your cold water balance to raise your alkalinity, you're going to wait about 15 minutes to an hour, let it settle, and then we're going to move on to our pH. So our pH on the same strip, if your alkalinity was off, you'd obviously wait 15 minutes to an hour, and then you would get a new strip out of here and test it again. We're going to go right now because our alkalinity is good. So we want our pH between 7.2 and 7.8. So we're going to line it up again. This again looks good. Looks like we're falling in that 7.2 to 7.6 range. If it wasn't, if our pH was low, we would put in cold water jump. Again, it's going to tell you how much to put in on your owner's manual, page 6 to 8. That's if your pH is low. If your pH is high, we're going to add cold water rundown. They will both come in your cold water starter kit. So if your pH is high, we'll add in rundown. Same thing, it's going to be in the owner's manual, page 6 to 8, how much rundown. And then we're going to wait 15 minutes to an hour. We're going to come back, we're going to test the water again. And once we get it all squared away, we're going to move on to our Dead Sea Salt. So once you get your pH and your alkalinity to correct levels, we move on to the Dead Sea Salt for your sanitizer. So depending on your model, it's going to decide how much Dead Sea Salt you're going to put into the water. You're going to be able to find that chart on our website. So I'm going to go in. This is your Dead Sea Salt, pure Dead Sea Salt. We're going to put in our Dead Sea Salt. This is your sanitizer. No additives need to be added into the water. No chlorine, no granule chlorine, no liquid chlorine. This is going to be what kills all the bacteria in the water. It's NaCl, it's going to split down the middle, and it's going to be chloride sitting and ready in the water for a bather. The used chloride will then be eliminated by our ozone system, our oxidizing system, and the chloride that doesn't get used will regenerate into Dead Sea Salt and then be used, split and used again based on bather use. I got my warm bucket of water and I got my stir stick. I'm going to put in the Dead Sea Salt. Take my stir stick, stir it up. Remember, this is salt water, so try not to spill if you're inside or outside, as the salt will stain the ground around it. So try not to spill if you can. Once you get a good mix, we're going to press pump 1 and we're going to turn on our jets. And I'm going to add my Dead Sea Salt in my warm water right into the filter well. Let that move around. Wait about an hour or two. your tub will be sanitized. You'll know that your cell is working when it looks like cloudiness is being dispensed out of your salt cell. That's how you know it's working. That's the split chloride entering the water.